Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today I am building a kit. I don't know that I've ever actually done this on the channel, but I recently had a birthday and my wife bought me this Viking ship kit that I thought was really cool and I wanted to just put it together. I may make a couple of changes to it at the end, but overall it's just going to be me putting a kit together. I'm also going to go ahead and include a little bit of a shop tour because you will notice things have changed behind me pretty drastically and this room is completely different than it has been. So I will try and share with you some old photos of how it started, how it progressed, and now to what it is today. So you'll get some insight into what this room looks like that you only see the back wall of. So without further ado, today we are building a Viking ship and taking a shop tour. Let's get to building! So this build really isn't a step-by-step on how to put this model together. There are pretty straightforward instructions that come along with this kit. I'll include a link to the kit down below in the description if you're interested in getting one for yourself and giving it a go. It's very well made and has some lighting and moving parts, which always makes it a bonus. This recording is literally just me on my birthday putting it together using my renovated new build room. The amount of hours that I spent tearing stuff out, putting up wallpaper, new furniture, and reorganizing everything was crazy. I'm gonna skip around on the build as it'd be probably a bit boring to watch a 2 or 3 hour process of me reading instructions and putting stuff together. One drawback to moving everything around and getting used to a new setup is not realizing your ginormous head is covering half of the frame. The mount is closer than I'm used to and the table is much longer than my previous glass table. I purchased that glass drafting table before I started this channel. It's funny how you can grow attached to something as simple as a piece of furniture. The glass was all scratched up and kind of limited me to the amount of force I could put down on the table. It did allow for easy cleanup, but ultimately, I want to try new things without having to worry about shattering the surface that I'm working on. I literally built this channel on that table. Thousands of hours and hundreds of builds over the past 8 years. Rest in peace, drafting table. The instructions for this build were very thorough, making sure to draw your attention to alignments of parts, orders of operation, and parts fitting very snug. In the entire build, I only broke one piece, and it was one of these bits I'm about to add. Luckily, it's supported in multiple spots, so it really wasn't a big deal. Now, I know so many of you watching this would probably prefer to build a more historically accurate piece. To me, this was a cool artistic interpretation, and I like seeing that skeleton of the ship. I'm the type of person that enjoys seeing the insides of mechanisms. If given the option for a clear case on electronics, I'm choosing that version. The moving mechanism is relatively simple now that I see how it works. I've found myself watching quite a few makers over the years build boats by hand. I'm always amazed at the craftsmanship that goes into those structures. The way that the stern, keel, frame, stringers, knees, gunwales, and all the other parts intricately fit together to make a water-worthy vessel is astounding. It's understandable how some of those old wooden relics were used for generations. In a modern world where most things are made to be disposable, it's insane to think about the skills of our ancestors. Even something as simple as putting together a model can give you a greater appreciation for the past. I wanted to point this out about this kit and how well thought out the instructions were. Not only does it include the tools you need, as well as parts to build specific tools using spacing, it also includes cutouts on the waist areas of the cutouts to help you assemble parts together. The mechanism that allows the ship to row is made up of quite a few pieces that would be extremely difficult to put together with just two hands. I've put together a wide range of kits over the years, and this may be one of the first that I have put together that does this. My ship is fully assembled, and while I really like the way it looks, being a builder myself, I want to add just a few extra little touches to make it my own. The shields are okay, but I wanted to make them as well as put my own logo in Viking runes down on that base plate. So I went to my computer, found a basic shield SVG, and sent it over to my Glowforge to cut it out. I cut out a total of 8 shields and my logo, which took my machine about 40 minutes to cut through the 1/8 inch plywood. This also gives me an excuse to make my entire build room smell like burnt wood for a couple of days, which I enjoy tremendously. thought about painting the shields in various patterns using my channel colors, but thought the contrast from the rest of the ship would look kind of off. So I'm just going to hit the edges of the shield and the buckle with some silver acrylic paint pens. To me, it's a lot easier to color with these markers than try and keep my hand steady on such narrow strips. I may have a bit of an obsession with paint pens. When reorganizing my stuff, I realized I had an entire tote of well over 100 different markers from different brands. Last step of the build is to pop off the kit's shield by pulling off their brackets and super gluing on my own version. I thought about adding more things to the ship, but decided not to go too far. I realized this may not have been the normal build for this channel, but like I said at the beginning of this year, 2025 is the year of me trying new things. I really enjoyed zoning out and piecing this thing together. I love the motion of the oars rowing, and my only real criticism is that I wish the lights were more visible. Even with the studio lights and the room lights turned off, it's still really hard to see. Maybe frosting the acrylic would have dispersed the light better, but I could probably fix that later. I hope you enjoyed this build, and now I will show you some of the changes I've made to my workspace. It's hard to believe that I am 8 years into this YouTube channel. I'm closing in on 600 videos pretty quickly, probably hitting that mark within the year. So if I flash back to my oldest videos, you can see how it originally was an ugly yellow painted wood paneling, and initially I covered the walls with paintings. Another weird thing in documenting all these years is going back to see how much I've changed. The pounds and the grays have set in over the past couple of years. It's also nice to see how much the quality of my videos have improved. I found some interesting three-dimensional panels that I painted gray to cover the wood panels at some point, but only on the backdrop wall for some reason. This I think was about 7 years ago. Eventually I changed my wall to the traditional YouTuber checkered patterned sound absorbing foam panels and covered the rest of the wall with bulletin board paper of all things stapled into place. This was about 5 years ago. Then 2 years later I changed just the backdrop to a different type of tiles which you've seen for the past 3 years. Now here we are in 2025 and I am changing the sound panels and the rest of the walls with wallpaper. I did recycle the hexagonal panels, but got rid of the OG foam from the beginning. One of the biggest motivators for changing my room was clutter. I would walk into my room and just visually get bogged down with the stacks of materials. While I do want them to be easily found, I prefer everything to be in its place. With years of hoarding materials, it's kind of just overflowed into chaos. That clutter has hindered my creativity. Another reason for the change was I like mixing stuff up. I want to be inspired when I walk into my build room. I added TV console tables, 2 massive 7.5-foot cabinets, movable carts under my work table, and actually just added 4 file cabinets which you don't see currently but are there now. I also spent about 2 days sorting all of my materials into their own bins and then sorting them into more logical spots. All the machines have the materials that go with them within arm's reach. I added a behind the couch table behind my workbench to add an extra little bit of space so that I could put those storage bins without taking up any build space. I even organized my closet, which used to just be the catch-all for everything. I still need to do some organizing on my outside space, but I'm super happy with how it's turned out so far. I'll probably make tweaks after a while in the space and let you know how it's going. And we are finished. Hopefully you enjoyed this put together build. I know it's not something I typically do, but I thought it was a really cool kit, and it was something that I wanted to build right away and not just sit on a shelf and wait. So maybe you will try and build something like this yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to follow instructions, even though sometimes they may not make the most sense. Yeah. Maybe you'll get some... And inevitably, they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these. Tell them, much props. Time to go watch some more Vikings Valhalla. Peace out. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you want to see more builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.